Representative Albright, thank you for joining us. Can you describe your district and tell us how you and your district are similar?
Well, I would say that I am a reflection of the people that sent me to St. Paul, in that we share a lot of the common beliefs in terms of individual liberty, strong family life, supportive of very strong educational opportunities for our kids, and just honoring and recognizing and encouraging work and the entrepreneurial spirit. So we have a broad cross-section of both business, agricultural, recreational, and to some extent a bit of not a bedroom community, but that we transfer and go across the river or point south for our work-a-day. So I, like they, transfer and commute across the river on a daily basis to do my day job, and we spend most of our weekends and the rest of the time in district enjoying the Prior Lake, Scott County area, Jordan, for the lakes and the agriculture and the farm community and whatever else have you.
What legislation are you planning on working on this session?
I think the biggest proponent that I'm going to push harder on is on the jobs front. Everything is generated on a good and on a somewhat not good basis based upon whether or not a person has a job. If a job is offered and you provided an opportunity to improve your lot in life, it supports preparing for a family someday or providing for the family that's present today, as well as for the respect and the personal self-worth that a job can offer to any person. So I think in this state, that's one of the biggest causes that I will undertake, is to really, really encourage not only jobs, but the vision that young people have for what jobs are going to be available, not just now, but what jobs will be available 15, 20 years from now. So the skill set, work-ready skill set, and the educational needs that will need to be in place in order to provide for those jobs in the workforce.
What do you see as the biggest challenge the state will face in the next 10 years?
We have a silver tsunami that is washing ashore. And it's no surprise to anyone that the greatest demographic that has provided for the economic growth in this country are the baby boomer generation. Well, they're getting older now, and as of about a year and a half ago, those folks started turning 62. So from a demographic perspective, how will they want to continue to work? How will they want to recreate, formulate their ideas about retirement, but also how will we provide for their needs as they get older? And that takes on the context of nursing home care, health care, but also a recognition that retirement is a word that was invented by our society from the standpoint of stopping a career. And I think we have to rethink the thought that work is honorable and it shouldn't be ended societally at a certain age. I think it should be prolonged so long as the people feel they are productive, active, and want to be engaged in work. And that doesn't mean just full-time either. I think it could be avocationally, giving back through the charitable organizations, mentorship, that type of thing. So I think we need to explore and think outside the box in terms of redesigning what it means to age, and age well in our society.
What is the most difficult aspect of being a legislator?
Well, when you walk into this job, you always appreciate the fact that legislation is a very pragmatic, very arduous process. And I think for constituents as well as for myself, sometimes you find that that process can be very frustrating. Not that it isn't beneficial, but I think in some cases the needs of the many sometimes take longer to get accomplished than what most people would like. So I think that the process, even in real life in terms of regulatory constraints, permitting, just getting things done, it used to be accomplished much faster. I think we've put up some roadblocks that certainly we can work at pulling down to speed up that process and still provide for a good outcome.
If you could go back and visit any time period, What time would you travel to and why?
I've always been a fan of Abraham Lincoln, and I've always been just a real avid inquirer as to what was going through him. And I would have to say, being in the White House at the time that he was preparing for his journey to Gettysburg and the Emancipation Proclamation, the whole idea of freeing a demographic that was being underserved. It was an arduous process for him and emotionally charged on both sides. And if there was anything, just to be a mouse in the corner and to listen to his thoughts and his prayers as he went through that process personally, I think that would benefit me and benefit a lot